Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee. Today, I thought I'd look at this idea of easy. Easy is a perspective. We label things that we do, things that we see ahead as easy or hard, difficult or a breeze. But the fact of the matter is, things are hard when we build too big an expectation. Rather, the only thing we can do in any situation is just take the next step. We create an illusion that we can do more than have the next thought, take the next step. And when we create that illusion that we can do more, everything appears to be harder. Life is in the eternal now. And in the eternal now, you're in a base. The only thing you can do is one step at a time, one thought at a time, one feeling at a time. Here's the key thing. You get to choose. You are always at choice, whether you believe it or not, what you think. What is that next thought? Is that next thought about fear? Or is that next thought about optimism? Is that next thought about disease? Is that next thought about health? Is that next thought about lack? Or is that next thought about abundance? We choose that. But here's why we don't think we can. Because we built a habit of thinking a specific way. And when we think differently than the habit that we created, we feel uncomfortable. It does not feel natural. But if you're having a negative experience or an experience that's not what you want, why would you continue to use that habit to keep creating that experience over and over and over and over again when you have to? It's simply a matter of changing your perspective. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? And in order to go there and be that, what's that next thought? What's that next feeling? What's that next step? I know I've got a huge task in front of me right now, and I was feeling overwhelmed until I started doing it, taking it one step at a time. And here's the key thing. Every step you take toward that which you want, you're getting a greater sense of clarity because you're moving out of a big unknown with every thought and step into a lesser unknown. So it doesn't seem as huge, overwhelming. It's like when you're saying a sentence, you don't put the last word first, the middle word second, the first word last, and then jumble everything around it. No, it's one word at a time. You can only take one bite at a time. You can only think one thought at a time. You can only do one thing at a time. Like this idea of multitasking. It's a bunch of crap. Because you may just be bouncing from one thing to the other, but you're only doing one thing at a time. It's impossible to do anything else. One thing at a time. That's the way to live life. You can only be intimate with one person at a time. This became really clear to me. Really clear to me is that you can have an intimate relationship. And when I'm talking about intimate, I'm not talking about sexual. I'm talking about the fact, can you open up? Can you be really you and connect with the really them in front of you and be in that state of really communicating in a state of oneness? You know what I'm talking about. You've been there. But here's the key thing. You can be having an intimate conversation with someone and someone else comes in and the energy of that conversation changes. It's very difficult to have that intimacy, the same level of intimacy as a one-on-one when there's more than one. I believe you can be authentic. I'm not sure about intimate. My experience is no. My experience is I go deeper when I'm connecting with one. Same thing. In meditation, I go deeper when I just focus on the breath. just a one focus thing, not a multi-focus thing. And if I've got a mantra, I focus totally on the mantra. You can't do two things at once. When you come to that realization for yourself, then you really understand that life is a journey. And it's a lot easier when it's one thought, one step, one emotion at a time. And notice I keep bringing up emotion because your emotion that you attach to a thought, your emotion that you attach to an action gives that thought and action a lot more power in the creative process. If you ever notice something, when you're really emotional, you attract more of what you're emotional about. So you get to choose what emotion do you attach to a thought. That's why I would say consciously focus on that next step with the emotion of knowing you will accomplish it. And then when you accomplish something, even as small as can be, you give gratitude for it. You revel in that accomplishment because you're building on one little success on top of another little success. And if you do that every day, think about the huge, I want to say pile, but it's more than a pile. It's an energy. It's an energy that's accumulating of success. And all of a sudden, all these little successes create this massive success energy that you live in. And when you have a massive success energy, guess what? Everything is easy because you realize you succeed at everything you do. Just don't try to succeed at something you can't succeed at right away. What can you succeed at right away that's on the journey to the bigger goal, to the bigger idea, to the bigger experience? What can you focus on now? But in order to do that, we've got so much clutter going on in our minds, we have to pause. We've got to take a break and pause. That's why meditation is critical. Meditation gives us that pause. It gives us that reboot. It gives us a fresh screen from which we can create our lives on, a canvas. That's enough. For me, meditation is the number one spiritual practice. And I don't even have to say spiritual practice. It's a daily practice for your health and your well-being. The second practice is choosing how you think, building your beliefs, building your habits of thought attached with feelings. If you can master those two things, you become the master of your life. Notice I said your life because it's the only life you can master. You cannot master anyone else's life. So all of you are out there that are in a relationship and you think you're going to master your partner, ain't going to happen because they're unique. Their job is to master their own life. Your job is to master your life. And then together you come together to explore, to support, to create, to share, to laugh and have fun with each other. It's not to change each other. That never works. And if you think about your life, you'll understand that you've tried to change someone. And how'd that turn out for you? Maybe good for a short time. Eventually, it's going to blow up right in the middle of your face. I know. I've done it. I've tried it. Didn't work. Didn't work. Had to give it up. Took some time to give it up because I'm pretty thick-headed. I didn't want to give it up. I wanted to feel I had power over my partner. I don't. Here's the thing that really got it to me. I didn't want my partner to believe they had power over me. I wanted my freedom. And I go, oh my God, if I want my freedom, they do too. And freedom is our most important value. I don't care who you are. You will sacrifice up to a point. And when you feel your freedom is taken away at a certain level, depending on the level of self-worth you have, you will rebel. I invite you to start rebelling right now. Claim your freedom in the one step at a time, one thought at a time, one feeling at a time. Claim your freedom from your past. Claim your freedom from unrealistic expectations you've set. Claim your freedom from unrealistic expectations you bought in that others have given you and you have accepted. Claim your freedom to be you. When you do that, you'll heal. I want you to know that tomorrow, Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central Time, I do an online Zoom healing service where we actually do healing with people through meditation, through visualization, through music, through vibration. Love to have you join me. To get the Zoom link, just go to agapespiritualcenter.com and click on the events tab or click on the calendar tab and look for um, Healing Through Love. That's the event tomorrow at 10 a.m. Love to have you join me. Thank you, though, for joining me now. Remember, life is easy when you take it one step, one thought, one feeling at a time. And only you can decide to do that. Make it a great day, everyone. Until tomorrow, aloha.